Good morning, everyone, or good evening, wherever you are. So it's Yule tomorrow, and today is the last Thursday before Yule or the winter solstice. So I prefer the name winter solstice, to be honest. So, uh, yeah, we're gonna light the last candle, and then we're gonna start with a little intention setting for this celebration. Because I have my cacao here, so if you want to, you can pause and go find a cup of tea or hot or cacao or just hot chocolate or preferably something natural and without milk. So plant-based milk is okay, but animal made milk is not when it comes to cacao. But if you just when it comes to cacao, you can choose whatever drink you want and come back to this moment, and you can choose a cup of tea, a cup of cacao, water, or plant-based drink, whatever you want. We're gonna set some intention. So, if you have done that, and welcome back. And I have opened my sacred space for today because I've already done my morning yoga. So, and I opened sacred space before the morning yoga. So here I have my tray with all of my candles, and the last one has the rune of Gifu or Gebo on it. There you go. There you can see it. So that is the rune of harmony, balance and harmony, of giving and receiving, and of reciprocity, and balance from the heart outwards. So it's both about balance within yourself, but also and a balance outside of yourself, and walking in beauty. So the concept of walking in beauty is connected to this rune, because the concept of walking beauty we have in a lot of different cultures around the world, and beauty is balance and respect and um, I can't really find the English words for it right now. But I can talk about the concept of beauty in another video, and I can prepare myself with the English words. Because today we're gonna light all the candles, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I celebrate the winter solstice. So, I have my matches, and I'm gonna light the first candle of Ur, and then Tush. And I should have bought longer matches for this. And then Us. And as I told you in the third video, not Ass. And then Raid. And then Ken. And the last one, Gifu or Gebo. In the Incan tradition, the, the Kira medicine, that is the concept of Aini. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Aini today because I've incorporated that into my celebration, and I'm going to talk about the concept and how I've incorporated it and why I think it's a good idea, and why we don't really have anything correspondent or similar enough in the Nordic tradition. Okay, so we've lit all the candles, and I'm gonna open my viracocha before I receive the cacao. So hands to heart, and let them rest in prayer position to your heart, and just feel your heart beating against them. And take a deep breath in from the bum up to your head, and when you breathe out, you land with your breath in your heart. So breathe in and out. Feel your heart beating against your hands. Let yourself sit in that for a moment. And then take a deep breath in and lift your hands above your head. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and separate the hands. Look for the viracocha, the 8th chakra, the ball of energy, ball of light. And when you've found it, you put your hands inside of that bubble and you expand it and step into it from below. So the goal is to have it envelope you from your head to your toes. And so that you're sitting in your bubble, your golden bubble of light. And I do go through this process of the Viracocha. I did go through it in the first video of the Sunwait. So I always have a glass of water when I'm gonna talk a lot. I always have a glass of water anyways. So okay. So we have our drink. I have some sweetener in mine. I'm trying to get used to mixing the cacao only with water and not a plant-based milk. And for that I need some sweetener, and I have maple syrup in mine. I have organic maple syrup. I think it's fair trade as well. I try my best. And it's going okay. I was planning on having a little less sweetener today, but the bottle said, oops. So we're gonna greet the drink, and I usually take a deep breath in so I can smell it satisfactory, and then breathe out and just greet and say in my head or out loud. Well, I say it in Swedish, but in English it's I greet you, I welcome your medicine into my body, mind, spirit, and soul. So let's do that. And then we hold the drink to our heart, like this. One hand below and one hand above. And it's before breakfast for me, so I'm sorry if you can hear my stomach rumble. So you just feel the energy of the whatever herb or drink you have, connecting with the energy of your heart. And when they have connected, feel your heart and your heartbeat. And feel the love of your inside your heart growing into a ball of light. I usually give this ball of light the color of pink. And let it grow with each breath. And when it is as big as though you could hold it in your hands and toss it, but you're not gonna. You let it sink along your spine, all the way down to your root and then along your root tail or your tail root. Let it sink all the way through the house or whatever you're sitting on, into the ground and all the way down to Pachamama, the Earth Mother, Moder Jord, as we say in Swedish, Moder Jord. And give that ball of love to her as a gift. And whatever she has to give back, remember balance, harmony, reciprocity. You receive it humbly. So receive her energy in return and let it follow your root and your spine all the way up to your heart. And let yourself receive the love of the Earth Mother. Listen to your heart and let another ball of energy and love grow inside of your heart. I'm gonna give this the color pink as well. And let it grow with each breath until it's the size that you can hold it between your hands. And let it rise along your spine, all the way up to your head and up to your crown chakra and out into the cosmos, and give this ball of love to the Sky Father. Give it to the sun that we are waiting to come back to life and come back to us with spring, with the energies of spring. So give this ball of love and energy to the Sky Father, to Father Sun. Release it up into the cosmos and receive whatever the Sky Father gives you in return. Receive it in your head and your throat, your heart and your arms, and the rest of your body and spirit and mind and soul. And let the energies of the Earth Mother and Sky Father connect in your heart, and where they connect, you plant the seed. You can plant whatever seed for the day that you want to plant. I'm gonna plant the seed of joy, cheerfulness, celebration, because today starts off my celebration of the winter solstice. So visualize that seed inside of your heart, or visualize the intention around you and that you are stepping into it, and take a deep breath and let it expand so that the intention fills your bubble, your eighth chakra that you are sitting in. Breathe in, breathe out. Still sitting in this intention, ask your drink to help you fulfill this intention today by breathing it out, but not letting it go. Just breathe out and share the intention. And then when you feel ready, you can open your eyes, connect with your drink, and receive as much of it as you are able in this moment. So just take a sip at a time, drink it slowly, but stop if you feel you're done, okay? And if I am done before you, you may pause the video, keep on drinking, and come back when you are done. And if you don't drink up and you have some left, you can give it as a gift to as a physical gift to the Earth Mother when we are down here. So you can, the next time you step outside, you just take the drink with you, even if it's cold, and give it to the Earth Mother. And I think I'm done. There's a few sips left for the Earth Mother. I didn't leave them there on purpose. I just feel like I have received all the medicine I need for this day to be joyful, cheerful, and a celebration. So, if you paused it to drink up, welcome back. And we're gonna close our Viracocha and let that medicine just be received even more. So we're gonna put our hands down along our sides, and we're gonna reach for those. I call them like the ends of a curtain. That's how I sometimes visualize it, like a golden curtain around me, and I can take a hold of the edges and lift them up above my head back into this ball or above my head, and then receive it into my crown chakra, etc. So we're gonna do that step by step. So relax and let your arms rest along your sides, and then grab a hold of the bubble, the edges by your toes. And you can take a deep breath in and lift all of that energy up above your head until you feel resistance between your hands, and you can let the breath go. And you have found your Viracocha, you have found where your Viracocha belongs. And then this ball of energy is filled with the new that we have received. So we're gonna take that new. So imagine you're taking a partial of the bubble, like maybe a bright color of it, a golden bright color piece of it, and just press it down, or just let it sink down to the top of your head, your crown chakra. And when your hands reaches to your crown chakra, you breathe in, receiving that energy into your mind. Move your hands to your your forehead, and feel the energy just landing in your forehead and in your head and mind. And then let your hands down to your heart and let the energy follow. Feel the energy that you have received, the intention, feel your heart, and then you move your hands to your stomach, your belly, and let the energy follow so that the intention lands in your stomach. And the Viracocha is closed. It's back to where it belongs, and you have reprogrammed your mind, heart, body, and spirit with this new intention. And yeah, now we're gonna talk about the winter solstice and Yule, as some people call it, or Yule. I think in English you say Yule, right? Like Yule tide, you know. In Sweden we say Yule. um, we pronounce all of the letters, and the last one that you pronounce E, we pronounce Yule. Yule becomes Iule, Yule. If you are not Swedish speaking listening to me, if you are, you may laugh now. Because I know. Okay, so I have my journal with like Yeah, this is my new journal, and it's filling up nicely. Okay, so I have made a mind map. I love mind maps, and I'm gonna get onto the topic of mind maps in a while. But this is my mind map for Jule. See, and it's like a flow chart as well. So it's a mind map and a flow chart. So in the middle, I spell the word Jule, and then at the top right corner, I start with where am I gonna start my celebration and the keyword for that, and then I go clockwise around when I plan my Jule celebration. Yeah, this is how I plan most things. Videos like this one. So this is both plan for my preparation for my celebration, but also for this video. And when I plan webinars and ceremonies and courses and whatever, I make mind maps. Tankekarta in Swedish. Okay, so this year I've decided to do the celebration in 2 steps because there was so much, so I'm not gonna be able to fit it into one day and still have other things that I need to do. Because I've taken on some tasks for Christmas, even though I don't celebrate Christmas that deep, that we don't go into depth, but I'm gonna celebrate with my boyfriend and his brothers this year. So I've taken on because I'm free today and I'm free tomorrow from my regular work like that. So the dogs, okay, I work with dogs and the dogs are have some leave over Christmas and this that leave starts today. So my leave starts today. My holiday starts today. So I've taken on some tasks of shopping and baking, etc. So I need to fit that into my schedule and have it flow and not be stressed because the last thing I want to do when I'm gonna celebrate winter solstice is be stressed. So I'm gonna talk to you about how I celebrate, but my celebration is something that I have built on for years, you know. So you don't have to do everything I do. You don't have to do anything that I do. I'm just sharing as a inspiration. If I can inspire someone to be like, yeah, that sounds like something to, you don't have to copy or do it, and you don't have to be inspired and like take whatever I have done and do exactly the same. But if I can inspire you to celebrate in one way or another, then I'm happy. Or if you're just listening to me and be like, no, I don't want to celebrate at all. My take from this is I don't need this in my life. That's okay too. So, so I just want to say that I celebrate like big, but you don't have to. And please let me know in the comment section how you celebrate the winter solstice or Yule. What's important to you? This celebration. Okay, so I start off. So this is what I'm gonna do today. Today I'm gonna focus on the first part of my celebration, which is to let go of the year that has passed. So it's like my dark moon, new moon celebration blown up into a bigger scale. So instead of like 1 month, my one moon cycle at a time, it's a year. So what I do first is I do something that I call, I don't know the English word for it actually. In Swedish it's årsbokslut. Um, well, but I look back on the year that has passed, and what I usually do is I take the mind map that I made for this year on the last winter solstice, and I go through that piece by piece and look at what seeds I've sown, what I have reaped, and etc. But today I can't find it. I can't find it. I usually frame it and have it somewhere. But last year, this time, we had this big water damage and renovations, and for some reason I don't know where. So it's framed, but the whole picture, the whole frame is gone somewhere. So I take the only thing I found when I was searching for it was an empty frame. So I take that as my guides guiding me to just let go and take with me whatever I need, what I want to take with me from the year that has gone, but not dwell on the past, you know? So what I usually do is I look back. I can look through my notes. So I usually find like the winter solstice in my notes from last year in my journals. And then I look at what I have celebrated during the year, what seeds I've sown, because I keep a record of that sort of stuff. I document, I journal a lot. So I look back and be like, oh, okay, so this is what, yeah, I sowed these seeds in during the spring equinox, and then this is how the summer solstice looked, and this is what I reaped after that, and I go through the year. So today I'm gonna go through the year that I have been through, but I'm not gonna do it with my mind map. So I'm just gonna sit down and I'm gonna make another mind map that I'm gonna burn. So I'm gonna burn that mind map. So when I have looked at how the year has been, I'm gonna take out the pieces that I wanna take with me into the new year. So, like for instance, I have reaped the rewards of building on some relationships in my life, and I want to continue building on those relationships. So when I have this mind map in front of me, where with everything that's happened this year, and I'm looking back at it, I'm gonna use it before I burn it. I'm gonna use it in a gratitude ritual. So the next step after looking back and seeing what I want to leave behind and take with me, I'm gonna have a gratitude ritual. That's also gonna be today, and that can look different from year to year. Most often, especially if I celebrate with other people, we write down on pieces of paper what we want, what we are grateful for, and what we want to. So, like something we want to leave behind, something we want to continue building on, but we give it to the universe. So instead of like planting a seed, uh, like in the soil, because that's something I sometimes do during the spring equinox, we we burn what we want to leave behind and say good riddance, but thank you for all of your lessons, but good riddance, you know? And then whatever we want to take with us into the new year, we can also burn it, but give it to the cosmos, like let the smoke um, into the air and let it rise. Because after the winter solstice, the sun comes back, right? But we are not ready to wake up and be all, we're gonna plant seeds, and it's not spring. There's a few months of darkness ahead of us still. So, or at least like a month and a half, at least 2 months. Yeah, it's a couple of months ahead with darkness. And during that time, what I want to do is let the universe do what it wants to do. So this is the medicine of the rune of ice, right? The Insus rune. This is why I have the ice in north in my medicine wheel, in my ceremonial circle. So because during the winter time, I let it rest. So the medicine of the rune of ice is to let things rest, almost stagnate to the point where you are feeling like you're heavy and dull and and then clarity comes, like the ice crystals. So from like the heavy glacieric ice to the ice crystal. So inside of that rest and stagnation, there are ice crystals forming, and building on top of each other, so that when the ice melts away, when spring arrives, we can receive that clarity and um, drink it. We can receive that clarity. We can see clearly what we need to do the coming year, and we can also, like, some of those intentions that I write down on my mind map later will be washed away, and some of the things that I've given to the universe that I want help with uh, from now to the spring equinox, some of it will really be grounded, so that it can uh, we can put seeds and it can sprout, and some of it will be washed away with the spring flood, when everything just melts away. So I look back at the year that has been, and I have my gratitude ritual. So this year I'm gonna do a despacho. And I need despacho. So I need, the concept of I need is reciprocity, to be in the flow of life and and let gratitude be the key to success, really, and the key to success in life and the key to life. And in the Nordic practice, we most often focus on offering things to gain things, so like giving to receiving. But in other traditions, like with Aini Despacho from the Kira medicine, we give thanks and and you know to be back in the flow of life, so that we can fully receive what is already ours. So it's a bit of a shift in mindset, a little bit different mindsets in the two traditions. So, and I like giving freely, in full gratitude mode, and open myself up to receiving whatever comes at me, instead of being like, I'm offering this to this god or goddess to receive this in return, this specific thing that I want to achieve. Because that's like the basis of the Nordic offering practice. To We can give thanks as well, but not with the same mindset. We can give thanks and be grateful, uh, but it's not with the same, like, concept in mind of reciprocity and being in the flow of life. It's giving thanks for something that we have received, and we're often more like, I would say, like the masculine way of thinking, like the very straightforward, um, like, I have received this and I will give this in return. uh, and the Aini Dispatcho, this is my opinions, guys. Okay, this is my opinions, not the hard fact truth of eternity in the Nordic countries. So just so you know. But so if I say something that you don't agree with, I'm okay with that. And please let me know in the comment section what you think, uh, in that case, if you disagree with me, because I'm open to discussion. I want to have a conversation with you guys about this. So I look back, and then I have my gratitude ritual that can look a little bit different depending on whom I'm celebrating with. And this year I'm gonna do it alone, and I really feel like I need a despacho. I do feel like I'm in the flow of life. So it's not to be back in there, but it's a nice way of, and I like the practice of it. It's a mindful practice of making a despacho, because a despacho is like a bundle, and you start with a simple piece of paper and blowing into it with your prayers and intentions, and your love for the Earth Mother and your gratitude, and then you like put all of this stuff inside of it that represents things that you are grateful for, and also, of course, want more of, like sustenance and wisdom, like sustenance and wisdom from your ancestors, and balance between the sacred masculine, the sacred feminine, the spirit, and the earth mother, and all of these things that symbolizes what you are grateful for and what you want to continue to be in the flow with. And I like the practice of that, the mindful practice of it. It takes some time, and that's why I'm gonna do this today and do other stuff tomorrow, because I wanna really take my time with this dispatch show. And I usually use things I already have at home, so I'm not gonna buy a lot of stuff today for this dispatch show. I'm just gonna use stuff that I have at home. Um, and then when that is done, I'm gonna go out and burn it. I have this little like saucer. It almost looks like a flying saucer type of thing that can stand on the ground, and it's this small. It's this small. So I'm gonna place the dispatcher on top of that, and I can fold in like this. It can fold in like this. If there's a lot of wind, I will put my dispatcher in there and I will burn it. Um, and just watch that happen and see what happens when I burn it. It's a ritual in itself. And then after that, I'm gonna have a cleansing ritual, cleanse my home and just cleanse from everything that has been. I would like to have come a little bit further of clearing out stuff from the cottage that I took home with me. And yeah, I would have liked to come but that I think it's good that I just let everything go, and then when I go through the stuff when I have time, I will already have let go of the most important things inside of myself, so that I can look at this stuff with new eyes and really uh make a decision about each thing. So there's some memorabilia, and there's some practical items, and there's also some stuff that we took from this apartment before the renovations, and we're like, we can have those in. We don't need to get rid of these. We can have them in the cottage. And now we've taken them back because I sold the cottage. So I have to go through that and be like, okay, but what do I really wanna? We didn't want them in this home. Do we still need them, or was it? Yeah, where will they go? So anyway, I'm gonna have a cleansing ritual. I'm gonna cleanse myself, and I did some cleansing yesterday, because I had a haircut. I went to my barber or my hairdresser and had a haircut, and I had a dancing session where I just shook it all off, and I had a shower. So I did some cleansing yesterday. But I would probably do some cleansing after these rituals today as well. So that's where I'm gonna end today. So that is like halfway through. And then tomorrow, when the winter solstice is uh, really happening, infaller in Swedish. Um, I usually, so sometime during my winter solstice celebration, I usually invite Skadi, the goddess Skadi, into my circle, and I walk with her for a bit, and just have a moment with her in meditation. But this year I am gonna, because one name for this celebration is the long night of Skadi, because she's connected to this season and to the world of snow and ice, which we have none, because the last couple of days it's been thawing like. Mm. So we had like, we use Celsius, so we had like below 13 below 0 Celsius, and then it just went up to like 6-7 degrees, and it all thawed away. Horrible. So this year I'm gonna have a special celebration with Skadi during the midwinter time. So there's a difference between the winter solstice and midwinter or midwinter time. Because midwinter in Swedish is the coldest time of year, and technically the coldest time of year sometime is somewhere between the 10th and the 14th of January. That's when it's the coldest, like the earth is the coldest and everything is as stagnant as they can be. So on just before that, the 10th of January, I'm gonna have a celebration on Zoom in Swedish uh, that I call meeting with Skadi or möte med Skade, a shamanic ceremony of meeting her in ceremony instead of in the meditation. So I'm gonna save that until that time this year. So instead, tomorrow I will start off with uh, opening sacred space again because it's not good to have it open overnight. And I'm gonna draw my rune of the year of next year. And the year this year's rune of the year for me was Perta or Perto, and that's gonna be burned together with the Despacho. So tomorrow I'm gonna draw a new rune of the year, and I'm gonna do a yearly spread that I do with all of the year that I have ahead of me. What will be in focus of every moon lap or every month of next year, and just like an overview of next year. Um, I'm gonna do that with my runes in a divination ritual, and then I use that, and I when I slept on it. It's gonna be so good to sleep on it after I've let things go, because then I make a new mind map. So on that mind map I have the rune of the year in the middle, and around that I just type some keywords, spell out some keywords for next year. So like things I want to attract, things I want to uh, deep dive into or dig deep into. It might be some knowledge that I want to, because, and then, so things I want to attract, things I want to uh, dig deep into, things I want to explore inside of myself and outside of myself. It can even be like countries. If I want to visit another country, I write that down. And then what I want to learn more about. So I can, I'm in the middle of like deep diving into my practice with cacao. So that's something I want to take with me into the next year. So I'm gonna write that down, and I'm gonna fulfill that during next year and really keep digging deep into it. So I'm gonna write that down. And my relationships that I've started building again, I'm gonna write those down. And at this stage, with the mind map, I only use like keywords. Sometimes it can be like a full sentence if I want to be specific, but the point is to write down keywords and then uh, let them rest with Skadi and with the Rune of Ice energies all the way like to the beginning of February, where I have a celebration. I don't celebrate Imbolg, which is the like Celtic or not Nordic practice. It's not the Sabbats and the Esbats are not the Nordic like from the beginning. So I don't celebrate all of those. But what I do instead is like in the beginning or middle of February, I invite the goddess of saga, or the storytelling goddess of the Nordic, into my circle, and I ask her to tell me the stories of what will happen if I give my energy to all of these seeds all of these keywords, and I like follow in meditation. I follow these threads into the web. I dig deep into the web of life, into the dream time, and I'm like, okay, so if how can I best put my energy into this, and how can I best do this, and see what if there's something that's not worth my time and effort, I can just let it go immediately before the year kicks off with the spring equinox. And so I write down what I want to bring with me, and then I let that simmer a bit more until the spring equinox, and that's when I take the seeds of these keywords and like make full sentences from them. That's when I really dig deep into, okay, what do I want to plant? What seeds do I want to plant? What do I really want to accomplish? What do I really want to reap at the end of this year or during the summer solstice? So what I so this time of year I start off with looking back, having a gratitude ritual of some sort, and a cleansing ritual. And that's for today. Tomorrow I will draw my rune of the year. I will do my spread over the year, which takes like an hour and a half when I do it for myself. And then I do my mind map, and I welcome the light. Welcome back the light into my life. Walk out into the sun. I hope there's sun tomorrow. I'd really want there to be sun on the sky tomorrow. Please, Sky Father. So when I spread it out onto 2 days, it's not that much each day. But imagine doing all of this in one day or like in one sitting. I have done it together with friends. It took like 6 or 7 or maybe 8 hours. I don't remember how long it took to do all of it. When I have invited people into a circle on Zoom, we have looked back and we most often just looked back, burnt whatever we wanted to burn, and then do some cleansing in between, year rune, and the mind map, and the meditation with Skadi in the middle. So, for clarity of the year to come. And I'm gonna save my clarity a month. No, not a month. It's today is the 21st of December, and I'm gonna meet Skadi on the 10th of January. So 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah. So that's the Jewel Tide celebration for me, the winter solstice celebration, and maybe I would put this up on my website, dreamersone.wordpress.com, so that you can see it. I might do that, but if I'm gonna do it, I have to do it today, right? So I don't know. If you wanna know, if you want if you wanna see, then reach out to me. If I have the time today, I will put it on my website, this mind map, so that you can see like the flow chart. So what I've written down is like looking back, gratitude ritual, cleansing ritual, Skadi, year rune of the year, mind map, and intentions for the year. And that's like an arrow that way into the spring and the spring equinox. So thank you for joining me on this journey that we have made together from the first Sunwait to the 6th Sunwait, the last Thursday before the winter solstice, that is today. So thank you for that. And something I'm gonna do as well when I burn what has been is I'm gonna burn my bind rune for that has followed me through the year that I talked about some Thursdays ago. So I'm gonna burn that together with my despacho, and I make a new one with Saga, the storytelling goddess in February, and then I activate it on the spring equinox. So my personal bind rune for the year, it walks with me, or sits with me from the spring equinox to the winter solstice each year. And it's from my highest good, and to help me on my journey that year, and to just give me the strength and energies that I need whenever I need them. And I can either carry it with me or have it on my altar. And this year I've had it on my altar, and we'll see what I do next year. I will maybe get back to you in February about that when I know what it's gonna look like. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and I hope I've inspired you, or at least inspired you to know what you want and not want to do. And walk in beauty. And as I always end my videos, Xingling